Buonasera, buonasera, buonasera. Non so se mi sentite. Mi sentite? Oh mio Dio, il microfono sta scoppiando. Sta scoppiando. Forse perché ho alzato la sensibilità. Aspettate un secondo che sto cercando di capire quanto è alto il mio microfono e se posso abbassarlo. Comunque, nuovo live e vampyr sempre lo stesso. Cioè, dobbiamo uccidere cose. Un secondo, fatemi sentire cosa dice l'audio. Ho alzato la sensibilità. Oh porca la puttana. Aspettate un secondo che sto cercando di capire quanto è alto il mio microfono e se posso abbassarlo. Comunque, nuovo live e vampyr sempre lo stesso. Cioè, dobbiamo uccidere cose. Un secondo, fatemi sentire cosa dice. Ok. E mo mi abbasso un po' perché il microfono davvero sennò mi scoppia. E vediamo se. Un secondo, non vedo un cazzo di niente. Ok. Penso che ci siamo. Se il microfono è altissimo, lo controllo da qua. Abbassiamo un pochino il microfono. Troppo alto. Ok, penso che ci siamo. Ok, partiamo con vampyr. E insomma, come state, boys? Io potrei solamente dirvi che martedì mi farò insieme dei skipper un'altra partitina in live di Il Solo Oscuro, e poi ultima torcia one shot il mercoledì. Quindi ne avrete le palle piene del sottoscritto. Cercate di regolarvi e di venire, insomma. Stavo sistemando la gamma. Allora, la scorsa volta stavamo divorando mezza città. La 2 è altissimo, aspettate. Sto abbassando un po' per avere una cosa accettabile. Allora, l'altra volta stavamo divorando la città. Oddio, sto ancora andando in rosso. Scusate, sto ancora andando in rosso, scusate. Ok. Quindi, divorando tutta questa rosa, tutte queste cose, ho fatto una valanga di punti esperienza, ma veramente devastante. Proviamo un attimo con Edgar e vediamo cosa dobbiamo fare.
Thank you, Edgar. We shall speak again later.
Grazie un cazzo, non sai niente, non sai nulla. Eh. Quanto è bello vedere questo ospedale disboscato o bonificato. Madonna, questo. Quanto mi manca un punto fascinazione. E me lo levo subito dalle palle, sto stronzo. E me lo levo subito dalle palle. Mamma mia. Cazzo vuoi ancora? Porco. Ok. Dottor Strickland tanto non c'è un cazzo. Non mi ricordo che ci avevano tutti. Ok, check-up medico fatto, perfetto. Direi di andare un po' col corso degli eventi, ossia Lady Ashbury. Dobbiamo andare da lei. Quindi mettiamoci il cuore in pace. E un modo migliore per poter andare dall'altra parte con il mio super teletrasporto mistico devastante. Ancora sti stronzi. Ancora. Chi è? Cioè, un intero corpo con tante cose, una vite. Vabbè. Oh, vedi? Però Garofano, perfetto. Avevo un dottore con questo cognome. No, non devo entrare lì. Oh, gettino, gettino, che mi dai? Ok, poi non c'è modo di attraversare? No. Sentire i vampiri, ma mica però andate a fare qualcosa, eh. I vampiri arrivano solo sotto le chiappe proprio. E poi manco li sentite. Stronzi. Stronzi di merda. Di nuovo. Fatemi diventare ricco, va. Ah. Oh! Coltello grande. Un coltello grande di buona fattura, con un nome inciso sulla lama.
This is an impressive knife.
Pugnale Giselle. Ho una spada fantastica. 110, però su 143 del mio coltello a seghetto. Tanta ancora
There's a
roba.
name engraved on the metal. Clay. What kind of man puts his name on a knife?
E Clay Cox, primo che hai ammazzato. Abbiamo la sua chiave. Jonathan è un rincoglionito. Che è stata roba? Bare di piombo. Aspettiamo, È stata menà? Tutto a posto? A posto, via. Non è che posso sempre ammazzare io i vampiri, ok? Che sono vampiri di merda, che sono fetti e tutto, però state un pochino esagerando. Il vostro lavoro è quello di uccidere tutti i vampiri. A me non mi ammazzate, almeno a quell'altri fatelo. Se ho la voce un po' del cazzo, regà, è perché l'influenza se ne sta andando. Niente, tocca a... Come avete visto, ho ucciso la coppietta. Ho imperversato nel loro nido d'amore e me li sono magnati tutti e due. Quindi andiamo avanti e cerchiamo di trovare... Allora, quindi niente, io devo andare per forza in questa direzione. Perché te tanti poteri, Jonathan, non ti hanno dato la super velocità? Oppure la capacità di teletrasporto, ma quello serio, però. Devo andare in questa direzione. Ancora. Yeah. Faccio fuori tutto io. Che bello. La pulizia faccio. Insomma, mi fa buttare un sacco di punti sangue, raga. Ma domanda, io che ho degli eventi che non ho sbloccato? Niente. Non mi dici altre cose che devo stare a pensare. Quindi. Oddio. È una chiacchierata con sto rompicoglioni, va.
You must prepare, child, for the earth is bleeding and the harvest is upon us.
Stay away, whoever you are.
This is no time for petty quarrels, my champion. Can you not hear? The famished queen has awoken.
I am not your champion.
But of course you are, son. As surely as you are the blood of my blood.
I had to kill Mary.
I have known your pain, child. Do not succumb to...
Silence! I dismiss you, now!
The land calls for a champion. All and everyone needs you.
Silence! I'm tired of all these puppet shows.
Te la prendi troppo a male, mio caro Jonathan. Tu con sti tizi del genere devi fare come il tizio che te vuole fare lo scherzo telefonico. O devi far parlare, perché ti può fornire dettagli interessanti per incularlo. E rivoltare il suo scherzo contro di lui.
They want war. I'll show them war.
Whatever this poor woman did, nobody deserves this kind of punishment.
C'hanno ragione pure questi, raga. Vogliono una guerra e guerra avranno. Indovinate un po' chi possono essere? Io... Io mi metto qui e faccio popcorn, ragazzi. Guardate che bello. Si ammazzano tra di loro. Della serie guerra tra falliti non ci interessa. Mo se però viene qui a rompermi il culo, me incazzo. Ma chi pensi di ammazzare? Beh.
It's locked.
Tutto chiuso a chiave qua a Londra. Fatemi beve. Guardate quanto cazzo tempo. Oh, però mi ha rotto il cazzo, però, Vaffanculo. Sorcetti.
I can't believe I'm doing this. This is despicable.
Cioè, è bellissimo vedere un Volcod che uccide e massacra tutti i cacciatori. Perfetto, via da me, bello. Visto che caghi il cazzo, via. Allora, noi visto che abbiamo questo importante obiettivo,
So this
probabilmente
is
se
where she
tromba,
is. What a splendid house.
e se noi pensiamo a trombare, rendersi carini e trombarci le 10 Ashbury.
Dr. Reed, welcome. How are you?
As good as one can be, considering the circumstances.
Yes. Death and affliction seem prevailing themes of late. Please, come in. We have much to discuss.
I hope I haven't disturbed you.
Not at all. Actually, I was counting on you visiting me tonight.
How strange, this painting. Beautiful, melancholic, yet with a haunting dignity.
Indeed. A long time ago, a friend asked me to paint this for him. But I kept it in the end.
I did not know you were a painter, my lady.
There are many things you do not know about me, young Ekon.
Why do you continue to mock me?
Please excuse my behavior, Jonathan. I tend to tease my friends when uneasy.
What is bothering you, my lady? Your letter was quite alarming.
We will talk about this in a few minutes. For now, I would like you to tell me about yourself. How have you been since we last met, my friend?
My sister Mary. She was made a vampire in the same way I was. She was the one killing all those people everywhere I went.
Vengeance is a powerful force for those betrayed. Made vampire through careless error. Victims by surprise.
In the end, she implored me to put an end to her misery. But still, I felt I had taken her life twice.
I am so sorry for my accidental cruelty. Had I known your dear Mary was still alive, I would never have sent you to pray for her soul in that church.
There is no need to apologize, my lady. Your words have been most helpful in these difficult times.
Thank you, my friend. If only we could have guided your poor sister through her terrible nightmare.
I swear I did not intend that. If only I had known then how vampires are created.
That is the scientist speaking. In truth, most of us do not know how it really works. Personally, I make sure my prey will not return to haunt me.
What do you mean?
I am merciless, Jonathan. I only feed on the dying, and I make sure they are dead before leaving their remains.
I came to the conclusion that my maker, whoever he might be, must be a powerful vampire. Certainly extremely old.
How have you reached this conclusion?
He is the only immortal I've seen appear in an ethereal form. His voice, his words seemed ancient. It was disturbing.
I am afraid you are right. The simple fact that your blood made Mary such a strong Ekon proves that you must be of ancient lineage.
I felt this power radiating like an aura every time he appeared.
Most ancestral vampires of England were killed by the Guard of Prewen half a century ago. I wonder who your maker could be.
You have no idea who he could be?
Some of the ancient ones fled England. Some may still be in hiding. All I know is you, my friend, are a pawn in some secret and obscure game of chess.
I think I should ask the questions, your ladyship. After all, it was you who invited me to settle this most urgent of matters.
Fair enough, Jonathan. The situation is critical. We do not have the luxury for etiquette.
Please do not misunderstand me. I would be delighted to discuss mundane matters and idle trivialities.
If we survive the dark nights to come, we shall have all the time in the world to speak, you and I. For now, please follow me, Jonathan.
I must say, your house is exquisite.
One of the advantages of living forever is having the time to be selective with one's furnishings. I took the liberty of having tea served.
You can still drink tea.
Can't keep it down, but I do so enjoy the aroma. Let us toast to make-believe. And of course to your health, Jonathan.
And to yours, my lady.
Please, call me Elizabeth.
So, my lady, why truly did you invite me here?
I've been asked to deliver an official invitation to meet the Ascalon Club.
Who are they? Really?
They are the embodiment of vampire law in Britain. Some say they influence the destiny of the Empire. Some believe they merely protect it.
How many are they?
Only a small number of powerful and deceitful immortals. All of them entangled in a sticky web of shadow cabinets, influencing trade.
Will they fight the guard of Prewin?
I doubt it. Fergal was Lord Redgrave's executioner forever and a day. By defeating that beast, you deprived them of a powerful weapon.
Why use you to contact them?
Because they know we're close. The Ascalon Club has many spies. Their main occupation is gathering information and then deciding how to use it.
Have they threatened you in any way?
Not at all. Their message surprised me at first. But it is only logical, considering the critical situation in London.
Why not ask for your help? Since you are obviously a powerful and influential immortal yourself.
You have to understand that I am invisible to the eyes of Ascalon, for I am a woman. That suits me well, as long as they leave me alone.
Should I trust them?
Of course not. Do not misunderstand me. They can be very useful, but I believe their long-term goals differ from yours.
Why meet them then?
Because nothing truly important can be achieved in this city without their consent. They could be powerful allies in this current situation.
Should I lie to them?
We all lie, Jonathan. It falls to you to choose your behavior. The most important rule is to show them due respect.
They have done nothing but impede my investigations since I became known to them. Why would they want to see me now?
I guess they now see you as Ascalon material. They must have found out what happened to your sister. Proof of the potent blood flowing through your veins.
I'm not sure I can accept their invitation. I have seen their handiwork. How Fergal the Beast imposed the club's law.
You have no choice, Jonathan. Even I would not openly defy Lord Redgrave, the chairman of the Ascalon Club.
What can you tell me about Lord Redgrave? Who is he?
Lord Redgrave is the founder and chairman of the Ascalon Club. Most mortals know him as the Earl of Bristol. He is rich and extremely influential.
Hai capito, sì. Massoneria, portami via.
Have you met him?
Only on rare occasions, for he never goes outside the club. And women are not awarded membership, even immortals.
How old is he? How long has he been a vampire?
Lord Redgrave claims to be the progeny of William Marshall, the most valiant knight who ever lived. If that is true, he could be very old.
How powerful is his reach?
The Ascalon Club may be the most influential secret society in England. Not all its members are immortals, but they are all very powerful.
They are not all immortals. How is that?
The club is mainly comprised of political figures who seek the safety and expansion of the Empire. The most loyal are awarded immortality.
Any familiar or famous names?
As the richest, most relentless British tycoon, Aloysius Dawson is considered ideal Ascalon material and has been watched for years.
If you are convinced I must meet him, I will heed your advice.
Thank you, Jonathan. I understand your reluctance to brush shoulders with London's vampire elite, but we have no choice.
Is the situation that critical?
Yes. The Guard of Prewen has called for a second great hunt of our kind, and they will stop at nothing to eliminate us.
Will the Guard of Prewen and the Ascalon Club fight each other?
I doubt it. If Prewen really launched a great hunt, I think most of the Econs I know would flee the country to escape the bloodbath.
I think I saw them kill an Econ on the way to your house. They seem to have a list with names.
To launch another great hunt, they must have collected intelligence on vampire identities and whereabouts. They are a resourceful lot.
Should we fight back? I will not be hunted down like an animal again.
I admire your courage, Jonathan. But the best way to fight them is to put an end to the epidemic. This is the only way to clear the air.
What is a great hunt?
The first great hunt was launched about 75 years ago. In just a few nights, the Guard of Prewen located and destroyed most of the old British vampires.
Why start a second one?
Prewen has always seen us immortals as a threat to mankind. My guess is they suspect one or more of us as the cause of the epidemic.
How did you survive the first hunt?
I fled, Jonathan, like most vampires who survived that slaughter. And I secretly came back when I was sure they had lost my trail.
You should flee then. Leave London, the country even. I have seen the Guard in action. They are merciless.
Your concern warms my heart, Jonathan. But fear not. If the situation gets too dangerous, I shall retreat to my secret Scottish manor. I could hide you in my luggage, if you wish.
Thank you for the offer. I shall keep it in mind, but I have much to do here. There is a question I must ask you. Could Lord Redgrave be my maker?
I doubt it. If Lord Redgrave had made you his progeny, he would not have seemed so surprised when you demonstrated the strength of your lineage.
Will I ever discover the identity of my maker?
Maybe not, Jonathan. We know for sure you were made by a powerful vampire, but most of those fled England long ago.
Please forgive my bluntness, but I have to ask. Was it you? Did you make me?
Oh, Jonathan. I know you shall always have a gnawing doubt about who made you an immortal, but I swear, I had nothing to do with it.
You have no idea at all. You seem to know so many things about the secrets of the vampire underworld.
Even if I had my suspicions, I would not dare give you a name so soon. All I can say is this. I will make inquiries and keep you informed.
What is the plan?
The plan is we both try to save this city, you and I. Go to Ascalon, accept their proposition, and use their influence to promote your agenda.
How can I save London?
The epidemic is the priority. You must find its origin and put an end to it. This is the best way to solve the crisis.
What will you do?
I still have contacts and old friends in this town. I shall make some inquiries and attempt to learn more of the situation. We need clarity.
One day soon, I will have to find the answer to this mystery.
And I shall help you in your research, I promise. For now, you must go to the Ascalon Club and play their game.
Will I see you again at the Pembroke Hospital?
No, you will find me here if you need me. I shall conduct inquiries alone, and we can then share our discoveries.
Will you not
Yeah, appena
visit
chiesto.
Pembroke again?
No, I must remain.
But how will you...
I shall not.
When will we meet again?
As soon as you meet Lord Redgrave, I suppose. Fear not, my dear. I shall only be a heart's beat away.
I want to thank you for all your support and your help, my lady.
Could you do me a last great favor and call me Elizabeth?
I should be honored, my lady.
Then it is settled. Finally, some good news in these dark hours.
Thank you. I appreciate the advice. I had best prepare myself to meet this Lord Redgrave now.
How thrilling to meet the Earl of Bristol in the flesh, so to speak.
Something tells me you're not very keen on the man.
Don't get me wrong. The gentlemen of the Ascalon Club are honorable, but their attitude and opinions are somewhat antiquated.
I see.
As long as they deny access to female applicants, I will leave them to their antediluvian considerations as to the natural order of things. Jonathan, promise me you'll be careful.
Of course. But why the fear in your voice?
Look at me, Jonathan.
I am.
I mean, really look at me, young Ekon. We may be deceptive by nature, but this heart of mine has always told the truth.
Elizabeth.
Go, my friend. But come back to me soon.
Un lungo filmato, signori, ma un lungo filmato che andava visto. E veramente una bella scena d'amore, perché è chiaro che c'è dell'amore tra di loro. Magari non li vedete baciarsi, abbracciarsi, ma un amore freddo, ma un amore reale che sta nascendo essenzialmente. E quindi bisogna presentarsi al club Ascalon. Però abbiamo degli eventi, signori, e uno è veramente vicino, uno è anche all'ospedale. Facciamoci gli eventi, però. Ah, e di Lady Ashbury con Dottor Swansea. Vabbè, parlare un attimo di nuovo per sapere qualche cosina, non è... Voglio un attimo vedere che cosa vuole dire a Jonathan. Più che altro sarebbe interessante dare proprio una spizzatina a tutta casa. Perché dando una spizzatina a casa conosciamo di più anche le di Ashbury. Questo diario questo diario praticamente, vabbè, racconta la storia della figlia. Praticamente dà un indizio che Lady Ashbury ha una figlia, ma ovviamente è una figlia acquisita, non è una sua reale figlia, perché è un vampiro. I vampiri non hanno figli, a meno che in questa ambientazione sono
It's locked, all right.
sono considerati i vampyr. Ma vi assicuro che questa ambientazione non vi dice dei vampir.
Hello again.
Sorry to just
Of course, my dear.
concerning.
Yes, I cannot promise.
Do you know?
I can.
But this is.
That is.
Do you?
I know not, Jonathan. I have seen some
When
traveling is
will you tell?
one of them.
Goodbye, Elizabeth.
Praticamente gli ha detto che fine di vita mia sa annamo. Sa annamo da qua. Noi un po' chi sta a disegnare. Ok. Quindi allora io vorrei andare ritornare un attimino indietro al Pembroke per parlare con Edgar. E hop. No, oddio. Che in questa zona non ci sono. Andiamo da questa parte.
Hello, Jonathan.
Tense.
I'm sure every obstacle will cede to your relentless determination. In the meantime, can I be of any help?
What can you tell me?
Oh, the legendary founder of the Ascalon Club. I'm afraid I cannot help you with that, Jonathan.
So you do know him?
All the Brotherhood knows about him is highly confidential. He is dangerously intimate with the royal family and Britain's inner circles.
Are you afraid of him? Is he that dangerous?
No, but since most ancient vampires were killed or fled England during the Great Hunt of 1850, he may be the oldest British vampire. A myth in the flesh, so to speak.
Did you know that Lady Ashbury is an artist? And rather a good one.
Well, actually, yes. I attended an exhibition of her paintings before the war. Beautiful landscapes and stunning portraits. I wish I'd purchased one.
Perhaps we could go to her next exhibition, you and I.
What a beautiful idea, Jonathan. Did you know she told me once she had been a model for famous painters? But she never told me which ones.
What can you tell me about the Great Hunt?
A sad story, my dear friend. Tragic, in fact. The Brotherhood was betrayed by some of its most trusted members.
Why was it a tragedy?
Not only did the Guard of Prewen hunt down and kill most ancient vampires of England, they also destroyed or confiscated their possessions. Priceless knowledge was lost in just a few nights.
Tell me about the betrayal.
The founders of the Guard of Prewen stole unique documents and reports from the Brotherhood's library when they left. They used them to identify and locate their next targets.
I shall return later.
Vabbè,
Thank you, Edgar.
andiamo avanti sta chiacchieratina. Muoveremo un po'. Qui c'è una musica che non mi piace. Ci verranno a rompere i coglioni qui dentro. Ma lo sento. Allora, io dal club Ascalon ci penso due volte ad andarci. Ci devo un attimo stare dentro a sto posto.
It's locked. It's locked, all right.
Dottor Strickland. Ma cosa fa, dottore?
It's locked.
Fatemi andare a indagare dal dottore. Questo non è Strickland. Devo andare da Strickland.
Good evening, Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
No, che goodbye, cazzo.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. Did you know Dr. Ackroyd never reported your experimental research, despite the fact he doesn't agree with it?
Really? Didn't suspect he knew about my work. I must confess I am surprised.
Perhaps he thinks you should realize for yourself the danger of what you're doing.
See how condescending he can be? My God, he can be so irritating.
Io mi sa che devo andare al club Ascalon per finire di divorare un po' di
Goodbye,
persone.
Dr. Strickland.
Allora, come sta lei,
Good evening, Mr. Goswick.
mister Cazzone? Ah, e allora qui è arrivata l'ora.
How are you?
I'm okay.
Your medical report says you're not affected by the Spanish flu. What do you think of that, Mortimer?
Does it make me happy? Not in the slightest. If it was up to me, I would have left this place long ago. I know I don't belong here.
And why do you think you don't belong here?
I know the staff have more important things to do than look after me. There's plenty of patients here who need their attention.
Sto gran fio de na mignotta. Parliamo con la madre. Questo sta a De
I
Cristo.
have to go now, sir.
Parliamo con mammina.
I've read your son's medical report, Beatrice. It's not the flu or anything life-threatening. What has you so worried?
He was at death's door when he was brought here. I just want him to be better as soon as possible.
He's not out of the woods yet, you know. He might need to stay here longer than expected.
Take care of him then, Dr. Reed. People here only seem to focus on contagious patients. I worry my poor Mortimer will be neglected.
Ma non è possibile.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Che palle questi. Vabbè, io nel frattempo, allora, facciamo così, un girettino al Club Ascalon e cominciamo a fare un po' di carneficina, perché a me sti due mi hanno proprio stancato, mi hanno proprio rotto il cazzo.
Good evening, sir.
Se sei il cazzo. Anzi, ma che ce frega, famo le stronzate.
Good evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
Perfetto. Andiamo, va.
Hospital seems to be falling apart, but in the circumstances, I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt.
Vamos a portare via, va. Così mandiamo davvero un grande messaggio alla nazione, a Londra e a tutta la gente libera. Che qui il dottore fa quello che cazzo gli pare.
I don't feel the peace I was looking for. Mother, were you right all along? I'm so sorry.
Ecco qua.
I'm so
So
sorry.
sorry. Il quartiere ne risentirà. Mamma mia, guarda. Il quartiere ne risentirà, guarda. Mi farò un pianto. Però grazie a lui io ora posso andare a fare un bel potenziamento. E presentarmi a Club Ascalon con una bella faccia da cazzo. $1.500. Quanto vanno invece qua? 2000. Sto vedendo tutti i poteri, Ok. Che ci dice? Crei un'ombra ai piedi del tuo bersaglio, prendendo vita. Le ombre interrompono un nemico nella zona, infliggendo dei danni enormi. No, no, non mi piace. Questa l'ho trovata interessante, però no per adesso. Questa è ottima. Già, tipo Come manca l'ultimo dei miei overpower. Lo lascio così. Così dopo so che ho la vita da aumentare. Chi gli è presa? La stanchezza? Anemia. Oh, povera signora. Povera signora, gli è presa l'anemia. Oh, povera signora. Aspetta, però abbiamo la medicina per l'anemia? E qui arriva il dottore. Dici che possiamo fare la spada di Grayskull? No. Ma per il nostro paletto di Priwen. Oh, paletto migliorato. E che cazzo. Benissimo. Allora, andiamo a parlare con la vecchia, che sicuramente adesso sarà una merda. La vecchia non c'è? Oh, eccola.
Good evening, Mrs. Goswick. How are you feeling?
Spare me your false compassion. It won't change all the bad publicity I intend to shine upon this toxic place. I knew this place was bad from the start.
What do you mean by a toxic place?
I hold you responsible, sir. You and everyone else in this shameful hospital. I was a fool to bring my Mortimer here. Fool.
A fool? What do you mean by that?
He tried to kill himself. I had him hospitalized in this secluded place to avoid a legal inquiry. And now he's been murdered.
Why hide his suicidal tendencies?
Mortimer was already so fragile. To be arrested for a suicide attempt would have killed him.
But he died anyway.
Violently murdered, yes. My poor boy escaped tragedy only to face an even worse fate.
Beh,
Do you require medical?
Do you know you're the only one who's asked me this? No, I don't.
andiamo a medicina.
Well, at least you.
Perfetto. Ora?
I found your son's suicide note, Beatrice. Maybe you'd like to read it.
Stop torturing me, Dr. Reed. It's too much. Do you have no heart?
I just wanted you to know that Mortimer wrote this letter for you.
I am going to tell everyone about this damned hospital. I will warn them about the cruelty, indifference, and danger this place represents.
I don't expect you to believe me, but I admire your courage. I really do.
I never gave up on my son. Despite everything he's done, everything he has said, I thought I could save him. Even from himself.
Ok.
You aren't going to stay here forever, Mrs. Goswick. What are you going to do after your crusade against the hospital?
I'll stay as long as I want to, sir. I'm rich. Very rich. And I intend to spend all my money to close this place down. That's my plan.
Mega Yomberi.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Abbiamo completato la storia della Mrs. Goswick. Allora, io direi che tanto lei adesso sta qui. Ce ne andiamo al Club Ascalon. Andiamo a... Molto interessante. Mettiti lì, cara tesoro, che tu dopo sei la prossima. Bene, bene. Andiamo al Club Ascalon. Il Club Ascalon.
There's one of them. Watch yourselves. Bloody leech! You leech! See them fancy clothes? This one's a top! Oh, that's smart. over there! There's one of them burning! There's one of them! Christ! He's dead!
Allora, e basta, fa spiagne sti ragazzini. Non c'ho una voce di merda. Sì, questo dobbiamo lottare. Porto di Limehouse. Vediamo un po' che c'è. Ci potrebbero già mannà da qualche parte, però io mi ricordo che nel porto delle Mouse c'è un po' di gente. Gente che potremo mangiare, curare, tutto. E che cazzo però. Aspettate che devo cercare dei documenti. Ok, perfetto, cioè abbiamo un po' di indizi. Indizi che non ci servono per indizi che non ci servono per smangiucchiare qualcuno qui.
I can't believe I'm
doing this? This is a slaughterhouse.
Pensa te, guarda qua.
From Seymour to my beloved mother, Stella. What is this doing here? Who are these people?
Io sto posto non ci sono mai stato.
It's locked, all right.
Ci servono le chiavi.
I have this thirst for blood.
C'è qualcuno? Ah, certo. No. Sto stronzo non lo troviamo, quindi torniamo indietro. Andiamo al club. Andiamo al club Ascalon. Che se qua se ci addentriamo è una rottura dei cazzi. No. Levate subito dai coglioni. Che non voglio che vieni a tirare amici tua qua.
More braille. I should bring this to Mason Swanborough.
Ma che Cristo. Ma no. No, no, imbocchiamo questa strada. No, non c'è una strada alternativa. Mo la imbocchiamo. No, credo che stiamo sbagliando strada. E invece no. Stiamo andando giusti. Eh sì, perché dobbiamo andare nel West End. Nel West End c'è il Club Ascalon. Dovrei trovare qui il modo di arrivare teletrasportandomi a quella chiatta. Oh, mazza, oh, ma come mi chiamano? Rio del Street Fighter. Fatti perfect qua. Oh. Bene, mappina. Nostra direction è sempre il Club Ascalon. Ma se ho attraversato questa cosa, perché mi manda laggiù? Vabbè, questa te l'accetto perché comunque c'è la roba da spurciare. Ah. Senti, me ne può frega un cazzo. Allora, è di qua? Perfetto, si va di qua. Siamo tornati verso... Alec! 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 Madonna.
This hospital is a danger to its patients. Do not entrust these people with your life. Murderers and thieves, the law.
Mo ritorno,
They are criminals who treat you.
Entro nel club Ascalon, faccio punti esperienza e ritorno, Aspettate, mo ci arriviamo,
It's locked, all right.
Che coglioni. Vorrà dire che andremo a quel lato. E andiamo a Whitechapel.
I cannot enter.
Allora tocca che palle. Oh, però dobbiamo parlare un attimino con lei.
Good evening.
Good evening.
How is the sanitary?
When people buy...
Loretta, your miraculous formula wouldn't even cure a common cold, and you know it.
The Swanborough's cordial secret ingredient is hope, Doctor. And it's something people around here really need.
A placebo effect is real and has benefit. But in your case,
You could be murdering your customers, who may die because they are not receiving the necessary medical attention.
Medical attention? In Whitechapel? Trust me, my cordial is the best option they have, since it is the only one.
Well, as it is a placebo of sorts, perhaps it may have some positive effect.
See? You have to admit I'm doing some good. The Swanborough family is not poisoning anybody, Doctor.
Non abbiamo beccato...
Loretta, why do you feel so guilty about your brother?
I don't expect him to forgive me. All I can do is make amends for what I did.
By making him a crook and a criminal. What if somebody decides to make him pay for your scam?
Mason is totally capable of defending himself. Just leave us be. We're perfectly fine.
Don't you think he needs to be somewhere he can receive appropriate medical care?
Mason wants to be medical. Can you understand that? And chemistry is his passion. And the Swanborough cordial gives him a purpose in life.
I'd like to see what kind of...
Tanto non ce faccio un cazzo.
Good evening, my dear colleague.
You look ill, Miss Swan. Well, there you have...
Thank you.
Beh. Allora. Diciamo ciao anche a te.
My brother. I can't see anymore. I'm cold. Forgive me. For this time, I really leave you alone in the dark.
E così finisce l'era delle truffe. Mi dispiace, ma se l'è cercata. Oh, vedi chi c'è. Bene.
Good evening, sir. Do you remember me?
If you're here for a reward, you'll be sorely disappointed. But I'll gladly shake the hand of a fellow countryman.
I'm not here for a bounty. I'm a doctor. Dr. Reed from the Pembroke.
A doctor? In Whitechapel? What an opportunity. My name's Bates. Cadogan Bates.
Do you require assistance, Mr. Bates?
Not me, but your skills could help a lot of people round here. That would help my business, because I say, a live tenant's a paying tenant.
Innanzitutto facciamo un check-up. Oh. Oh, 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 oh. Bene, bene, bene.
It's unusual to see someone so happy around here, especially considering the current situation.
Why should I be sad now? There've always been wars, disease, tragedy. There always will be.
It's an unusual way of seeing things in these trying times.
I don't see why I should shed a tear for another man's woes. I'm healthy, and I intend to stay so.
What is your business exactly?
I offer fair lodgings for a modest price to the poor and weary of Whitechapel.
I see. And what about those who cannot pay?
Well, deals can be done, if you know what I mean. Money's not the only currency. After all, I'm not immune to a pretty face.
In other words, you take advantage of these poor lost souls.
Begging your pardon, I thought you was a man who could appreciate the complexity of the modern world. Things ain't just black and white, you know.
What help could I possibly be to your business?
That's simple. I already get good money from all those fleeing the war. Can you imagine what they'd be willing to pay if I could offer medical assistance too?
Mr. Bates, do not make me regret saving your life in this quarantine zone.
I understand, Dr. Reed, you're from a good family. Don't want to get your hands dirty. That's fine. I'll be happy to act as your middleman.
I've no interest in money. Perhaps one night I will visit you and take what I require. If that should happen, there will be no need for a middleman.
So it's a no then. That's too bad. The Reed tonic could have really helped people, you know, save lives. Isn't that what you do? I mean, people buy that Swamborough shit.
Tell me, what's your honest opinion of the increasing violence in London?
People are just beginning to discover what we've always known. This city's rotten to the core. They just took their bloody time to wake up and notice it.
What do you mean?
People are acting like the violence is news. But it's always been savage down here. It just bubbles to the surface every now and again.
You seem to have recovered well since your attack. Do you ever think about what happened to you?
Not much. It was a fucking nightmare. Savages, absolute bloody savages. Their appearance. Jesus. Made me want to puke.
You'd better not come back here. I won't be around next time to save you. I want to know everything about the recent violence, Cadogan. And I want the truth.
Well, rent may be a bit high, and yeah, I've had to evict a few people. But that's business, isn't it?
Take this as my final warning. You will not profit from the misery of others. Business is one thing, but what you do is quite another.
Really? What you gonna do? You ain't from here. You ain't Whitechapel, Doctor. You wouldn't know the first thing about playing dirty, even if you wanted to.
Have you heard anything about Nurse Crane and her dispensary?
Not really.
Why am I not convinced?
Maybe it's because you lack faith. Being a skeptic must be useful for a man of science.
A man such as yourself, knee-deep in the muck of Whitechapel, must know more. Speak now.
Heard it closed after the owners died. Refugees don't want to come to Whitechapel no more. Scared, I hear.
You sound disappointed.
As long as she was there at the dispensary, it attracted more immigrants and kept my place full. Such a shame.
Mi coglioni.
How are conditions in Whitechapel at present?
The way this sickness is spreading, I don't think there'll be enough new bloods to replace those tenants I'm losing from this bloody thing.
Goodbye, Mr. Bates.
Dove vai io? Che mi sono sbagliato.
Mr. Bates,
Evening.
since I took an oath to help people,
Well,
Dai, sì, dai, sta
infecting
medicina.
you is probably the last.
what?
Perfetto. E ora ammazziamolo.
Was I that evil to deserve such punishment?
Sì.
My only regret is that no one will mourn me. For I have never been loved.
Te lo sei proprio che meritato, sì.
It's locked.
Dove la devo aprire? È qui dentro il Club Ascalon. Io dove vado? Mo spiegate? Ah, merda. Ecco perché sono andato nel posto sbagliato. Ho sempre pensato che questo era il pezzo di Whitechapel che ti collegava al West End. c'è? Darius Petrescu. Mr. Petrescu. Welcome back.
Good evening, Mr. Petrescu. What are you doing here?
I could ask you the exact same question, Mr. Doctor. Now leave me alone.
Io non te lascio solo, zio.
I heard what happened to Nurse Crane. How do you feel, Mr. Petrescu?
Everything was going well until you arrived. Dorothea helped people and will be sorely missed.
She had it coming, Mr. Petrescu. Extortion, theft, gang dealings, and running a dubious dispensary. What good could come from that?
So you put an end to the operation. Did you put an end to Dorothea as well?
You seem to have a lot on your chest, sir. What's wrong?
I heard you are a famous surgeon. Tell me, what did you do to Dorothea? She was so bright, so clever. Then you made her an empty shell.
I didn't use drugs or medical trickery, Mr. Petrescu. All I did was talk to Nurse Crane. I promise you.
But what happened to her then? After you left, she did not even recognize me. Then she got careless and sick, and I had to flee.
Tell me everything you know about Camellia, the mute florist.
I do not believe in the afterlife, Doctor, but I'm almost convinced Camellia is an angel. She volunteered to give out our medical leaflets.
Tell me everything you know.
I do not...
Check up.
How do you feel, Mr. Petrescu? Do you need my help?
I would not even accept fresh water from you, Doctor. I don't need your help.
No, aspetta. Ho finito i farmaci per la polmonite. Ah, è vero, ce n'avevo uno. Vabbè.
Then I won't force you to heal. That is not... How is...
Terrible.
That's quite an accusation.
Stop pretending, Mr. Doctor.
There isn't just...
Your ways seem...
Qua se non lo curo è un bel problema.
Tell me... Tell me... Tell me... Who is she?
She's not from around here, that's all we know.
You say she has no close family.
She liked that poet, made her smile.
Goodbye, Mr. Petrescu.
Oh, Dorothea. So sorry.
Oh, guarda chi c'è.
Wang Shanghao, Dr. Reed. It's good to see you again.
How is the sanitary situation evolving in Whitechapel these days?
My only relief is that my Matthew died before seeing the madness that approaches. I'm afraid we won't survive this trial, Dr. Reed.
Credo di poterla curare.
What are you doing with your time now that you're back in Whitechapel?
I've decided to help the poor and sick of the neighborhood by handing out medicine.
That's very charitable of you. but why do it at night?
I've noticed that the most desperate people tend to go out after dark. Hence my presence, to help them when I can.
Giving out medicine? How can you afford to do that?
I am a rich widow, Dr. Reed. My departed husband left me enough money to last the rest of my life. I can spend some on those who don't have any.
Why don't you move to a better neighborhood?
I thought about it, I confess. To go back to the same empty home every day still hurts me a lot.
Why stay here then?
I am a woman of habit, Dr. Reed. And for now, I am happier being useful in a familiar place than I would be anywhere else.
How do you feel now that you're back in Whitechapel?
I've decided to follow your advice, sir. I won't forget the dead, but my efforts will be for the living.
I've no doubt. That is a wise and useful attitude in this part of town.
To be completely honest with you, I'm also
Do you still think about your departed husband?
Of course I do. I'll never forget my beloved Matthew, but how do I put it? Now I miss him more than I want him back.
I know what you mean. And I think it means you're getting better.
Maybe death will take me the way it took Matthew. Without warning and without mercy. But until then, I live on.
Goodbye for now.
No, che goodbye for now.
Good evening, Xiaoshu.
Wang Shanghao, Dr. Reed.
Wang
It's
Shanghao.
good to see you again.
Wang Shanghao. Allora, innanzitutto R. E quindi questa già è papabile. F. C'ha raffreddore.
How
Perfetto.
do you feel? Physically speaking,
I don't feel good, Dr. Reed. Not at all.
Andiamo alla medicina.
You should recover quickly after taking this.
Thank you, Doctor.
Ora. Perfetto. Abbiamo indagini a sufficienza. Io direi un bel Q. Perché nessuno dà farmaci gratis. Senza l'autorizzazione del dottore.
Why convince me to live if it was to kill me later? If it was a game, consider it a success, you cruel demon.
Quartiere subirà. Subirà. Devo riposare, signori. Allora, sto cercando di prendere un po' di cose qui, un po' di cose là. A parte che ho riconosciuto il nascondiglio. E però perché ora creo qualcosina e voglio vedere che cosa succede adesso. Sì, perché era l'unica che mi mancava. Egotamina. Dove cazzo posso prenderla l'egotamina? Comunque, vediamo se possiamo migliorare un po' di più questa spada. Sì. Voglio vedere quanto fa di danno. 155, raga. 155 me la sogno proprio. E beh, gli faccio assorbire il sangue. Ti cazzi del danno, fermi tutti. 140. Ma io me la setto. Ma io me la setto. Ma che siamo matti, oh? Ah, pure il paletto. Che bello. Energia, no. Danni a stornimento mi servono. Ok. Quindi, caro Johnny, è arrivata l'ora di settarsi la super spada. E questa fa veramente male. Quindi questa adesso diventerà la secondaria. Il Liston. Molto bene. Andiamo a potenziarci. Vediamo un po'. Qua adesso dobbiamo migliorare qui. Ce lo dai? Non ce lo sblocchi. Niente. Se sbloccherà a tempo debito. Qui siamo al massimo. il primo potere lo sblocchiamo. Perfetto. Investiamo per produrre. Mamma mia. Signori, dovevo farlo. Andiamo, anzi, andiamo dal Sor Petrescu. Però prima siringhe.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Ma Petrescu? Petrescu si è dato. Ciao, viste brutte. Mamma mia che bello. Oh, oh, oh. Petrescu si è dato, signori. Penso che non lo rivedremo mai più. Cioè, era qua insieme, qua a Scaciona. Mo c'ho la spada di Grayskull. Ma che nuovo fa? Scusate, sto cercando di trovare Petrescu. Lo devo ammazzare. Ma che è sta roba? Ma che è sto rumore? Non lo so perché è partito così al volo. Stanno lì. Allora, siamo a Whitechapel. Qui vicino c'è Camelia. Però la nostra direzione è di là. Te Petrescu è un furbo. Ghiaccio, tem, pen, pen, prepen, prepen, prepen. Ah, aspetta però, qui ci dice che non posso andare perché si deve aprire dall'altro lato. No, giusto? Quindi mi manda. Dove diavolo posso andare allora? Mi devo andare su.
have this thirst for blood.
Dove sta sto stronzo? Te taglio una mano. Devo per forza andare da sta parte e tornare verso l'ospedale per prendere un'altra strada.
This hospital is a danger to its patients. Do not entrust these people with your
Over there! There's one of them vermin! Filthy beast!
Mamma mia. C'ho proprio il potere di Grayskull qua. Mamma mia. No! Vabbè.
We have to stop it!
No, sto andando al porto. Devo tornare indietro e prendere un'altra strada. Dove stiamo qui? Ok. Ok, ci potremmo essere. Cancello di Finsbury. Sì, ci siamo. Aspettate, devo sistemare meglio qua, che sennò riesco a giocare veramente malissimo.
It's locked, all right.
Non si apre da questo lato. Dove devo andare per il club? Chi di spada ferisce, di spada ferisce. 34 metri, ma io però devo passare per di qua. No, c'è un problema.
That was the vampire I saw earlier. This war takes no prisoners. The West End. Never have I felt so sad to be back home.
Tappano come una patatina, porco due.
It's locked, all right.
Che coglioni. Aspetta che vado a sbloccare i cancelli qua. È vero, qua non si sblocca questo solo si sblocca dei cancelli. Questo non lo sblocchi. Oh, ma qui ci sono delle conoscenze.
The heart of British Vampire Society.
Non vi dico niente, raga. Non vi dico niente.
Please, Mr. Vampire, don't kill me. Please, no. I'm too young to die. I still have so much to offer this world.
Wait, no. Why do you think I would... What?
Don't worry, Dr. Reed. I know you wouldn't harm me. Mother told me you were in this part of town and might drop by.
Your mother?
My name is Charlotte, sir. Charlotte Ashbury. My mother taught me long ago how to recognize the signs that betray a vampire.
I understand she also taught you how to tease and gently mock innocent young econs. It's a pleasure to meet you, Miss Charlotte. What do you think about this part of town?
I was raised here, and I suppose it feels like home. You grew up in this part of town too, did you not?
Yes, I was born a few streets away.
A small world, is it not? Did you ever imagine that my mother was your neighbor all that time? That you could have met her in a dark alley at night?
You won't trick me twice, young lady. We both know Lady Ashbury never hunts or attacks prey at random.
Come on, Doctor. Don't tell me you never thought about that possibility. Her fangs on your neck. Oh, are you blushing, Dr. Reed?
Sì, sì. Vedete che te faccio.
Is there something that's bothering you?
Too much selfishness and individualism for my taste. Even when there was no epidemic.
Even if that's partly true, may I remind you that many charitable institutions are financed by the selfish and foolish.
I suppose you're right. But society must reform and renew itself, or we are all done for.
What are you doing out here?
You mean, what do I do outside at night, since I am a woman? Let me ask you a question, sir. Would you ask the same question of a man?
Actually, yes. I ask the same question to everyone who dares to go outside at night, considering the risks.
Well, if you must know, I campaign for the right to vote for all women. Why should I wait to the age of 30 years when men can vote at 21?
Are you a suffragette, then? Oh, you really are Elizabeth's girl. Without a doubt.
All adult women have the right to vote in the US, in New Zealand, and in Australia. But women here can't vote unless they are property owners.
No need to convince me, Miss Charlotte. I have shared your opinion for a long time. Even before I met Emmeline Pankhurst.
Really? Oh. Now I see why my mother appreciates you so much. Too bad there aren't more men like you in the vicinity.
How are the locals reacting to your claims?
People here can't wait for a wall to be built to isolate the West End from the rest of town. That's how progressive they are. If this happens, Emily and I will blow it up.
Explosives are very dangerous, young lady. And who is this Emily?
She is my best friend, and a suffragette too. She was supposed to campaign with me tonight, but hasn't turned up.
Have you any reason to be worried about her?
Recently, Emily started to believe in... well, she got interested in vampires. I'm afraid she might be in trouble.
Let me guess. You spoke to her about us, didn't you? Despite your mother's warning. I think I should try to find your friend.
Oh, that would be top-notch. I can tell you where she might have gone. You have my thanks, Dr. Reed. And please, don't tell my mother.
Emily, se non sbaglio, è quella che abbiamo ucciso.
Tell me about your adoption.
What do
Mi
you
sa...
want to know?
Who are your real parents?
Elizabeth Ashbury is my real mother. She raised me and has taken care of me all my life. I have no idea who my progenitors are or were.
Do you live with her?
I still spend a lot of time in my mother's mansion, but I have my own house now. I have a life to live, you see. One day, I'll
I'll have my death to face.
How did you meet Lady Ashbury?
First, I was an orphan in the institution for girls she manages in the West End. When I was 10, she adopted me, and I have lived with her ever since.
Did you know she was a vampire when she picked you?
The correct word is Ekon, Doctor. And no, I had no idea why my mother only showed up at night. She told me everything when I turned 16, though I suspected the truth for a long time before that.
What exactly has your mother told you about me?
Your name and profession, obviously, and the mystery about your maker. I'm sorry to hear about what happened to your sister, sir. Mother says it was not your fault.
Does it not scare you to know what I am? Your mother is.
Why should it? My mother is the most compassionate woman. Must I be wary of her, Dr. Reed? Or you?
Yes, you should. I killed my own sister because of the hunger. There comes a time when a mortal is only seen as blood by a vampire. Whatever the bonds between them.
You can't be Wait. Good one, Dr. Reed. You almost got me.
Glad you found it amusing. But do keep my warning in mind.
I will, Dr. Reed. Thank you for your honesty. I appreciate it.
Gli ho detto la verità e neanche se n'è accorta, sta scema. Vabbè.
Do you know why Lady Ashbury chose you to become her daughter?
No, I don't. Each time I ask her that question, she smiles and says it's precisely because I dare to ask such questions.
Do you ever regret that she chose you?
Of course not. Though I often wonder if she adopted others before me. If so, where are they buried? How was it for them to pass through life with a never-aging mother?
Why do you still hope to become a vampire, in spite of your mother's refusal?
It's the immortal aspect of vampires that interests me. The world won't improve unless women take charge. I'm convinced of that.
You're obviously a clever woman with a good education and a brilliant future. But have you thought about the price you'd have to pay? The loneliness, the necessary masquerade.
Is it not true of every high position? To change this world and make it a better place, one needs time on one's side.
Your mother has refused to turn you into a vampire. Tell me more about it.
Each time we argue, Mother expresses the same fear. She wants me to remain alive and full of joy, rather than become melancholy and immortal. She claims you can't have one without the other. It's pure selfishness.
It's your mother's choice. As daughters and sons, we have to accept the decisions our parents make for us despite our own wishes.
I love my mother, and have accepted everything from her. Even that she named me Charlotte, when it was not my original name.
Does it bother you?
No. Whoever I was when I was born, I am now Charlotte Ashbury. It hurts as much as it makes me proud to know that's the name my mother will read on my tombstone.
Your mother has walked this earth for much longer than you or I. She is wise, and we should not ignore her advice when we disagree with it.
But why shouldn't I be allowed to forge my own experience? There can't be only one righteous way to deal with eternity.
Tell me, Charlotte, how do you plan to achieve eternal life, since you've obviously given it a lot of thought?
I won't give up. You have no idea how determined I am, sir. I may contract a deadly disease. I may throw myself under a carriage, just to be saved by her sweet kiss.
That's a disturbing answer, young lady. And the worst part of it is, I know you speak the truth.
There are less dangerous ways, Doctor.
Instead of throwing myself under a horse like Emily Davison, I could just throw myself into your arms.
Be careful what you wish for, young lady. I could gaze at you right now and then take you to a shady corner and have my way with you. And leave your carcass to the rats.
You wouldn't dare. My mother would know. She'd never forgive you.
How could she suspect me? Do you know how many vampires are lurking in the city tonight as we speak? Vampires with a worse sense of humor than mine.
Oh my god. For one second I thought you actually... Excellent, Dr. Reed. Very convincing.
Ancora non ci ha capito un cazzo questa.
Goodbye, Charlotte. Give my best regards to your mother when you see her.
She's been quite busy these last few nights. I suspect you may see her before me.
Allora, vedi chi c'è.
Good evening, sir. May I have your attention, please?
Don't you recognize your oldest friend?
Clarence. Clarence Crossley. How are you? My God. So you survived the war too. So sorry I didn't recognize you at first.
I almost didn't recognize you either. War does that to men, I heard. In my case, it was true, for I witnessed the horror that lies underneath.
When did you escape the war and return to London?
You know what's funny? I almost never think about the war. Not anymore. I'm involved in another kind of battle now.
I know what you mean. I haven't had much time to think about the war either since my return.
Of course. With the epidemic, I bet you've been busy as well. Forgive me, Johnny, I didn't want to sound selfish.
What is this new battle?
Well, I saw terrible things during the war. Horrors I thought I'd forget. They're here too. They're everywhere. Vampires.
How is your wife, Venus?
We've spent so much time away from each other. So many things have happened.
But you're alive.
Mister
You
Depressione.
returned in one piece and you have a family. How many soldiers can say the same?
Believe me, it's not quite that simple. Unlike you, I'm not the man I used to be.
Is everything all right at home? Surely Venus was relieved to see you return from France in one piece.
Have you forgot what people are like in this part of town, Johnny? Venus fears for our family reputation. Now her husband has become the village idiot.
Azzope. Emigrania.
Do you need medical assistance, Clarence?
It's a little late for visiting hours, don't you think?
Cazzo te ne frega.
I haven't lost my old habits.
I hope we're talking about the same habits, old friend.
Quindi l'abbiamo curato, ma abbiamo ancora tante risposte. Ce le dirà.
You need some rest, Clarence. You should try to sleep.
Women of all countries unite! Women die too in this war!
Good evening, sir.
I never judge a man by his title, but by his attitude. And you are not disturbing me at all. I am Calhoun Russell, and I welcome you.
Well, I must admit it's good to receive a warm welcome for once. I'm Jonathan Reed.
Welcome, Dr. Reed. Welcome to my humble shop.
How is the situation in that part?
Cioè, sei nato, che cazzo ne teti?
We're lucky to live in such an era of progress and wonders.
Are you not concerned about the epidemic?
Oh, I'm sure the authorities would take the appropriate measure if the danger were that high.
You cannot expect the newspapers to expose the truth while the war is still raging. I can assure you that the situation here is desperate.
Well, that's news then. But I can't believe that things are that bad. Are you sure you're not exaggerating a bit? For the thrill of it?
Is it not a little too late to be trading?
On the contrary, it is the perfect hour. Believe me, my friend, it is always at night that you meet the most fascinating characters.
But what about the epidemic? The bombs and raids? And all the random violence?
Please, sir, this is London, England. We will prevail. And if a bomb must fall on my shop, then I'll be there to hear it falling.
So you prefer to work at night?
Oh, I also enjoy a sunny day like everybody else. But the night always has a certain je ne sais quoi of its own.
C'ha la stanchezza.
What can you
Ok.
tell me about this place?
I recently found the best steak and kidney pie in the city. I'd be glad to share the address if you want.
Finding a good restaurant? Is that really all that interests you?
Oh, I have many passions, but nothing brings me ecstasy like subtle and exquisite flavors from my teeth
Vabbè.
to my belly.
Ce ne frega un
I must
cazzo.
confess, I have quite specific tastes.
Really? Well, I'm always happy to try new exotic meals. If you ever find an intriguing table, please share the address.
Do you have any family nearby?
Not since my parents died. I'm London's lone ghoul.
Really? But you seem to be such a pleasant...
I'm afraid the real hedonist has to be sometimes. I discovered ecstasy as a solitary pleasure, but it does not mean it can't ever be shared.
London's lone ghoul?
I used that name in my early years when I was a food critic, and I kept it.
Che cos'è da darmi? Fammi vedere, va. 473. Codeina e gotamina.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. A great night, what?
Do you need medical help?
You would save my life, Dr.
Don't worry.
I cannot imagine the pain.
Goodbye, Mr. Russell. I'm sure...
Good evening, Dr. Reed. A great night, what?
Goodbye, Mr. Russell. I'm sure...
No, andiamo al club. Andiamo al club Ascalon e vediamo cosa fare.
Do you know where you are standing right now?
In front of the Ascalon Club, I presume.
The Ascalon Club only summons or ostracizes. What is your business tonight?
I received an invitation. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Welcome to the Ascalon Club, then, Dr. Reed. Please proceed. Lord Redgrave is waiting on you upstairs.
There has been quite a battle here. I'm sure the Ascalon Club has the money to replace the furniture.
Questi proprio lasciano erba magnà per terra proprio. O peggio dei turchi. Scusate Twitch. Era una battuta, volevo scherzare, non lo penso sul serio. Leggiamo la letterina. Il club Ascalon, cosa per gentiluomini.
I cannot enter.
Tanto lo dirà il nostro fondatore del club Ascalon chi sono, quindi cioè, non è che ci perdiamo che cose o chissà che. Ok. Ok. Pugnaletto ci serviva.
It's locked, all right.
Qui è chiusa a chiave e sta attaccando al cazzo. Oh, qua è pieno di roba. Chi è? bella chiavetta che ci può servire. Andiamo a vedere che fa sta chiavetta, va.
I cannot enter.
Questo è poi... Ok, questo è il cancelletto. Qua mi ricordavo che c'era qualcosa qua. Documenti. Documenti preparatori che fanno da spoiler a tutto. Sta porta non s'apre. E qui c'è un cazzo. Tutto sto spazio per nulla. Andiamo dagli scaloni. Aspetta un po'. Giorno il cazzo.
My good friends, if I may have your attention. Behold our visitor, the good Dr. Reed. Newborn of blood so pure and strong that even my friend Fergal Bansher was no match for him. Come forward, young Ekon, for we have so much to discuss. Welcome to the Ascalon Club, Dr. Reed. I am Lord Redgrave, Earl of Bristol and chairman of this exclusive association.
Lord Redgrave.
At last we meet. I've been eager to make your acquaintance. I've heard some astounding things about you. Please accept my condolences for your loss, Dr. Reed.
Thank you, my lord. Lady Ashbury expressed your wish to meet me.
Yes. The lady has always been a useful acquaintance, though not always reliable. Is she a good friend of yours?
She's a close friend, and I'm honored that she feels the same about me.
The centuries have taught me never to trust a woman completely, especially if she is a mortal. Too prone to emotions, if you ask me. Too fickle when it comes to important decisions.
My lord, do not expect me to speak ill of Lady Ashbury.
Of course not, and I praise your loyalty. Would you offer the same fidelity to the Empire?
What do you mean?
I speak of the Skull Plague that threatens London and the country. You have been on the front line in the East End, but the time has come to open up a second front here.
The epidemic has escaped the quarantine. You have new cases of the outbreak.
We don't know for certain, but we cannot allow the disease to threaten the prominent heads of Great Britain.
Why do you suddenly need me?
The Ascalon Club only recruits the best, and you definitely fit the bill. Your scientific and medical reputation alone would qualify you as a candidate.
You want me to find possible sources of the outbreak in the West End. Is that it?
Ah, straight to the point, like all eager newborns. We shall have time to talk about all this, Dr. Reed. But first, I should like to get to know you better.
Talk? Is that the only reason you asked me here?
Well, no. I also wanted to meet the intriguing Ekon, who made such a powerful progeny of his sister. You have not learned the name of your maker, am I correct?
No, I haven't.
Have no embarrassment, Dr. Reed. We all make mistakes. But whatever your lineage, you are definitely Ascalon material.
What do you mean?
I would like you to become a member of the Ascalon Club, and to serve me as such.
Before I accept, I have so many questions.
Please ask.
What does it mean to be a member of the Ascalon Club?
It means you swear to protect the interests of the Crown, that you become a loyal servant of the British Empire.
Do you have any official recognition from the government? A charter from His Majesty the King?
No. Of course, the Ascalon Club publicly supports the Empire, but the true nature of its members remains a secret.
Am I supposed to follow orders?
As founder and chairman of the club, I alone am entitled to make demands of our members, and I do appreciate obedience.
What is the Ascalon Club's express purpose?
We follow the credo of William Marshall, the greatest knight who ever lived. As was he, we are sworn to protect the British Empire.
What does Ascalon mean?
Ascalon was the lance wielded by St. George, glorious patron saint of England when he slew the dragon. And like that lance, we pierce the hearts of all our nation's enemies.
William Marshall founded the Ascalon Club.
Not exactly. William Marshall granted me immortality, and I founded the club a few years later. The good knight has been gone for so long.
I killed Fergal, who claimed to be one of yours. sent to cleanse the East End of all skulls. Will his death be an issue?
Do not worry. My priorities have changed. Fergal was a zealous servant of mine, but like any servant, he had his limitations and is readily replaced if necessary.
I agree to join the club.
This is good news. Good news indeed in these crucial times. Let's inform the Assembly formally and proceed with your initiation.
My initiation?
Fear not. Nothing fancy nor dangerous. It is just that we, the members of Ascalon, believe that tradition and custom are the backbone of this country. My fellow members, dear friends, please gather and welcome this Ekon as one of our own.
Is he worthy? Is his blood pure?
Well, speak, Dr. Reed, in front of the most sacred blood. The blood of our beloved William Marshall. Speak now. Will you serve and protect the crown as he did?
Yes, I will.
Then, young Ekon, it is time to testify with your blood. It is time to sign the Book of Allegiance. I know it's awfully gothic and a tad pedantic, but England's traditions are the backbone of our nation. Welcome to the Ascalon Club, Dr. Reed. Take your place among the bearers of the lance.
One of us! One of us!
Allora, un secondo perché vorrei dirvi questo. William Marshall è esistito veramente, quindi praticamente aspettate che tipo sto cercando di essere serio. Ed ha vissuto veramente un botto, perché tipo per la sua epoca, che era il 1146, è morto a 72 anni nel 1219. Ha servito il principe Giovanni, re Riccardo, ed era anglo-normanno, quindi era mezzo vichingo. Cioè, quindi mezzo inglese e mezzo francese. Quindi pensate che origini. Ed era maresciallo. Tant'è che infatti tipo viene chiamato Guglielmo il maresciallo. E 1166, 47, 46, 56. 20 anni. È diventato cavaliere a 20 anni. Aspettate perché è interessante. Tecnicamente è diventato conte di Pembroke. Comunque Cioè, si sospetta che praticamente tipo lui sia un vampiro. Però è interessante questa cosa. Me la salvo e me la voglio leggere. Comunque, se volete cercare pure voi, si chiama Guglielmo il Maresciallo. È conosciuto in Italia come Guglielmo il Maresciallo. Però si chiama William Marshall. Parliamo col nobilotto.
It is always useful to bolster the troops' morale, especially before a difficult battle.
You have the makings of a general, my lord.
I was, though very long ago. Well, not quite a general, but a proud defender of the crown.
So why did you really want to meet me?
Straight to the point again, young Ekon. All right, let's talk, you and I, Lance Sparrow.
I'm listening, my lord.
According to my spies, you have worked with Dr. Edgar Swansea on the epidemic, and your findings were quite alarming.
Do you know Edgar Swansea?
Not personally, but I've been told he has some sort of immortal fetish, and is a good friend of yours.
Does it bother you that I consider him my good friend?
As long as you reveal nothing of the club's inner workings, why should I forbid you engaging in conversation with the good Dr. Swansea?
You were spying on me?
Not personally. I rarely leave this building. But once he found you, Fergal kept me informed. Until you put an end to his mission.
Who was Fergal?
Fergal Banshire was my squire of sorts.
No, I mean, what was he?
No. He was a Volcod. Or...
You do know?
Yes.
Will you bear ill will?
Of course not. Your victory was quite impressive and courageous.
Yes, I'm convinced the recent invasion of
I would be glad to hear more of your discoveries, Dr. Reed, but for now, my main concern is...
What do you mean?
Alarmed by the epidemic.
Scowls?
I agree, Dr. Reed. Most of the new Scowls who...
So, what do you want?
I want you to investigate the city thoroughly. I have reason to fear there are cases of contagion in this part of town. Our absolute priority is to find and cleanse them.
And how would you like me to proceed?
By all means necessary, Dr. Reed. You are now a member of the Ascalon Club, and you have carte blanche. Interrogate the locals, follow all the leads you find, and get results.
Oh, ragazzotti. Molto bene. Ora abbiamo licenza di uccidere, praticamente. Comunque è interessante, vorrei capire perché i creatori di Vampyr hanno utilizzato questi appunto riferimenti su William Marshall e gente di questo tipo. Allora, io vorrei fare però questo, siccome è l'1:03 e abbiamo fatto davvero tanto, non vorrei rendere le live troppo lunghe, direi che andiamo a papparci la mammina stronzettina.
I think Lord Redgrave just suggested I was sired by an ancient vampire.
Only the first step. Women of all countries unite.
Aspetta, però dobbiamo risolvere questo problema però adesso.
Good evening, Miss Ashbury.
And good...
I'm investigating the source of the epidemic in this district. Have you noticed anything unusual recently?
A few...
Where is it?
It's the Mullaneys.
Goodbye, Charlotte.
She's been...
Cerchiamo di... La faccio veloce, raga, perché davvero... Fare la stessa domanda a 700 persone è una rottura di cazzi.
You need some rest.
Goody.
I'm investigating.
They have a...
Goodbye, Mr. Russell. I'm sure.
Perfetto. Obiettivi li abbiamo raggiunti. Però io vorrei... Da qui... Però io vorrei tornare al Pembroke. Devo parlare con Edgar. E... Devo... parlare con Edgar e risolvere alcuni eventi. Visto che ora ce l'abbiamo sbloccata. Devo pure mangiarmi la mammina stronzina. Sì, però adesso il Temple Garden me ne sbatto il cazzo. Devo andare a cercare... Vediamo se riesco a... Ah, questa è la strada per andare nel retro di Ascalon. Chi è? Chi è questa?
Good evening, miss. Can I help you?
I am Karina Billow. I don't need any doctor. The rats. Where are the rats?
Miss, you don't seem well at all. Are you afraid of rats? Has one bitten you?
No, it's me who bites them. Tasty, juicy rats. I can't stop eating them. Help me, please. Help me to disobey the voice.
What happened to you?
The rats. The answer hides in their little crunchy bones. Their juicy, tiny brains.
Miss Billow, please, try to concentrate. Why do you worry about rats so much?
The voice in my head. He forces me to do so. Drink their blood, he said. Eat their flesh.
Do you feel compelled to obey that voice, Miss Billow? Even if you're loath to submit to it?
Yes. Please. Help.
Tell me about the voice in your head. Who is it? Can you describe it? Is it someone you know? Someone you met?
Keep your mouth shut, he said. Don't ever speak about me, or I'll abandon you. Help me, please, Doctor.
Tell me about yourself, Miss Billow. What do you do for a living?
Oh, I'm hungry. Need to eat. Have you got something for me? Blood, perhaps? Can you give me blood, Dr. Reed?
Don't you remember who you are, miss? What you did for work?
I was strong, proud. I campaigned for good causes. But that was before. It does not matter anymore. I'm so hungry.
What is the local news hereabouts, Miss Billow?
Shadows. Shadows hunting shadows. Whispers in the dark. Pestilence. Suffering. Death.
Questa me la magno a colazione.
I'm investigating the source of the... And where is...
West of the park.
I must go now. Goodbye, Miss Billow.
Che sei più sana di me. Mamma mia, le musiche sono bellissime. Ottimo. Porto Nord. Perfetto. Fammi mettere l'obiettivo al Pembroke. Rumorini di botte. Se vado in questa direzione, a parte so coglione, cioè c'ho proprio l'indicatore apposta. Siamo nella direzione giusta, però dobbiamo andare da... Preparatevi.
I have nothing more to say.
Preparatevi che è ora. E qua faccio matassa.
I'm not afraid of dying, for I have no reason to live anymore. I'm coming, Mortimer, and we'll talk, you and
Povero quartiere. Povero quartiere. Povero quartiere. Povero quartiere, guarda. Ho spariti tutti. C'è più nessuno a lavorare.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Dottor Strickland. Oh. Tutto bene, dottor Strickland? Eh sì, lo scienziato pazzo. Ammazzo tutti, ammazzo. Altro che Game of Thrones.
I could have saved Mr. Fiddick if I had more time. I could have shown you all.
No, mi spiace. Il tempo non ce l'avevi.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. Such a pleasure.
So you were the proverbial wolf amongst the sheep, sir. I should have killed you for the sake of many.
Ah, però non ho visto se avevo controllato tutto. Vabbè. Chi se ne frega. Ormai è fatta. Mamma mia, la bellezza di sto gioco è proprio questo. Oh, guarda che roba. C'ho la sega chirurgica più figa della terra. E me la stava a tenere nascosta sto stronzo. Oh, guarda un po' chi c'è. Dottore Croyd.
If you say so.
Ah. Check-up medico prima.
You need my assistance.
Don't be ridiculous. I'm capable of dealing with this myself. I've just not had time to do so.
Check-up medico.
Then you are lucky.
I wish this.
Si sente meglio, dottore? Perfetto.
So many of them. Will Strickland be up to the task?
No, non...
I wonder.
Nessuno all'altezza. Tranne me. Nessuno è all'altezza. Te lo posso giurare. Ora a me manca un'infermiera. Dove cazzo è quella stramaledetta vecchia di merda? Non mi sfuggirà. 20.000 punti esperienza mi sono guadagnati così per poco. Signori, ah, eccola. Vabbè, ti lascio, ti curo, va.
Good evening, Nurse Brand.
I have a lot.
Do you require
I will be
nurse? Goodbye, nurse.
Ok, abbiamo curata. Andiamo da Edgar. Oh no, aspetta, Edgar va prima di Edgar dobbiamo aprire un po' di porte. Ad esempio questa è sempre chiusa, li mortacci loro. Allora, qua c'è un attimo un po' di robetta da pulire, da ripulire e da svaligiare. Ok. Guarda, guarda che cazzo c'aveva. Bisturi duro c'aveva. Mortacci tua.
It's locked, all right.
Bene, ora che abbiamo un po' di cose, parliamo con Edgar.
Hello, Jonathan. How are things on the West End front?
Complicated, my friend. The rich and powerful feel threatened by the disease, and have asked me to put an end to it.
Yes. It is odd how resolving a crisis suddenly increases in urgency when it affects those who matter.
Do you know Aloysius Dawson, the famous tycoon, is well versed in vampire and occult knowledge?
No, I did not. But that is no surprise. For half a century, it has been quite the trend for English nobility to join secret societies and occult circles.
But Aloysius Dawson is only a rich merchant.
Yes, richer than Croesus. Wealth is more respected than title these days, even in England.
Did he contact the Brotherhood of St. Paul? Try to join your group?
It would not surprise me, but I am certain he's never been a member.
It looks like the epidemic is spreading to the western districts of London. I am trying to locate the source of the infection.
It won't be an easy task, my friend. This disease is highly contagious.
Do you not think epidemiology could be helpful in this matter? To retrace the origin of infection through time and topology?
If anyone can perform such a miracle, it will be you, Dr. Reed.
Since this epidemic is evidently linked to the vampire curse, we must find the original carrier to understand where it comes from.
I admire your logic, Jonathan, but be careful. Rationality, when it comes to your kind, is not always a reliable lens.
Does the Brotherhood of St. Paul know anything about the Ascalon Club?
Well, I'm afraid that's unlikely. Ascalon is a sensitive topic, and whatever material the Brotherhood has, I may not have access to.
Who could answer me then?
Usher Talltree, our current primate, may be the only one able to answer you. He's a discreet man who lives in the West End.
Thank you for your time, Edgar.
Quanto è bello. Abbiamo ripulito, mo diventiamo la potenza divina. Ora, io sono veramente curioso. Questo stronzo quindi adesso fa 220 di danno. Beh, dammi tempo. Dammi tempo che qua te lo sblocco. Trovo un coltello liston eccezionale. Il bisturi d'oro. 15, bah. Non è un granché. È meglio il nostro paletto. Fucile di Milton? Oh, però fucile di Milton. Se sa mai. Danno chimico. $538 danni. Porca puttana. Mo ne fa 6,91. Bella. Bro. Arrivo a 2,35. Bene. Allora io direi di fare i poteri e salvare. Qua abbiamo tutto. Qua abbiamo tutto. Il sangue del bersaglio ora uscirà. Il bersaglio ora uscirà dal suo corpo, scorrendo verso la tua bocca e nutrirti senza toccare la preda. Beh, figo. Altrimenti il sangue del bersaglio puoi controllarlo per un periodo maggiore. No, mi piace per questo. Ok. Cosa possiamo fare con un misero morso? Segniamoci di 400. Che bello. Quindi qui mi manca Darius Petrescu. È morto da solo. Camelia. Ma il prete ancora non avevo toccato. Camelia è morta. Vabbè. Devo ancora andare gli altri quartieri. Ho ucciso tutti. Perfetto. Quindi mo mi manca da trovare tutta sta gente. Mamma mia ragazzi, sto di un potere smisurato. Non mi ammazza nessuno qua. Comunque, allora, io vi saluto qui. Io vi saluto qui e vediamo se in settimana riesco a fare altre live di Vampyr. Non lo so, vi dico che sinceramente non lo so perché devo sistemare un po' di cose nel canale e vorrei perderci un attimino del tempo